Hello all, my name is Ram. I'm the founder of Tensor Learners. I have an exciting news for you to transform your career. You know, the world is transforming fast because of generative AI and agentic AI systems. Statistically, it is said that by 2026, 70% of the organization will automate most of their processes using agentic AI systems. Not only that, the economic potential is close to $30 billion by 2030, which is going to convert into a lot of opportunities for you in terms of career. So that's why we Tensor Learners is partnering with Tyagaraja School of Management, which is one of the top B school in India, in bringing in a well-focused course on generative AI, which has focus on agentic AI systems, frameworks, protocols, and industrial use cases. You will be learning the top frameworks such as LangChain, TrueAI, N8N, AutoGen, etc. So all these tools will be used to build some of the interesting agentic AI system which is going to solve industry use cases as part of capstone project. So this is well guided by industry leaders and experts who are straight from the organization who are readily implementing these agentic AI systems. Therefore, you have a connect with real world scenarios. So what are you waiting for? Don't just use AI. It is time for you to build AI agent system. The seats are filling fast. It is time for you to register. Remember, this is a hybrid program. Looking forward to meet you in the certification program. Thank you.
Globally, organizations are reorganizing in preparation for the era of artificial intelligence. The message is clear. Adaptation is more important than experience in 2025.
And yes, it means upskilling isn't an option anymore, it's essential.
Our Tyagaraja School of Management and Tensor Learning have introduced a certificate program on generative AI.
This is a business-oriented program for professionals and students who wants to connect technology and business innovation.
With 40 hours of hands-on experience across 8 Sundays, learn prompt engineering, build AI workflow, and apply AI ethically in real-world projects.
Therefore, as the world undergoes restructuring,
We cannot only learn,
we have to adapt
upskill,
and lead.
But as its collaborators by Mark Zuckerberg. A very good evening to everyone present here and to those who join us virtually. Before we begin, let us thank the Almighty for blessing us with this wonderful opportunity to come together and learn about one of the most transformative forces of our time, generative AI. It gives me a great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to everyone to this insightful webinar titled Give Wings to Your Career Through GenAI, jointly organized by Tyagaraja School of Management and Tensor Learners. I would like to express our sincere gratitude and deep respect to our Honorable Director, Dr. Murali Sambasivam, respected Principal, Dr. Selva Lakshmi, and esteemed Deans, Dr. Balaji and Dr. Gautam Sudhar, for their unwavering encouragement and visionary leadership. Their constant support has been instrumental in fostering initiatives like this. A very special and respectful welcome to our esteemed panelists, Dr. Nagraj Balasubramaniam, Professor at Tyagaraja School of Management, and Mr. Ram Kumar Manoharan, founder of Tensor Learners. We are truly honored to have you with us today, sir. Your presence together the best of academic excellence industry insights, enriching this session with real world experience and forward. We welcome you, sir. A warm welcome to our faculty members whose guidance continue to inspire us in our future. We welcome you all to the technical and support team of Tensor Learners for their valuable partnership and seamless coordination. We welcome you all, and we also extend a warm welcome to the research and support staffs of TSN. And now, to all the working professionals joining us today, your participants add immense value and bringing a real world experience and diversity of thought. And to our students, both present physically and attending virtually, this session is stepping stone to understand how Gen AI is reshaping industries and creating new avenues for explore how generative AI is redefining the future of work. Let us stay curious and open minded and ready to give wings to our careers through GenAI. Once again, on behalf of the School of Management, I extend a warm welcome to you all the dignitaries, experts in us in the journey of learning and inspiration. Thank you. Now I request Janani, CCM of Quantity Club, to give the introduction for our clients.
It's my absolute honor and privilege today to introduce the chief guest, a visionary leader whose journey is nothing sort of inspiration. Our chief guest is Mr. Ramkumar Manoharan, the founder of Tensor Learner, an innovative AI product-based company that is shaping a future of intellectual solutions. With over 16 years of rich experience in data science, artificial intelligence, and supply chain optimization, he has played a pivotal role in advancing cutting-edge technologies. One of his remarkable achievements was building the Data Science Center of Excellence from scratch at AB InView, where he worked with the founding team to drive large-scale impact. His academic credentials are equally impressive. A master's degree from IIT Madras and a bachelor's in mechanical engineer from GCT Coimbatore. Over the years, he has delivered numerous generalized greenfield projects in machine learning models, data engineering, AI agents, and knowledge graphs. It demonstrates not just technical brilliance, but also the ability to convert innovation into real world value. Beyond the corporate world, our chief guest has dedicated himself to education and mentorship. For over 5 years, he has been closely associated with leading edutech companies, mentoring and training more than 5,000 students in AI, data science, and machine learning, with the aim of empowering the next generation of innovators. He is an author with this thought-provoking work, Generative AI-driven human evolution, offering a unique perspective on how technology is reshaping humanity's future. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in giving a warm welcome to our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Ram Kumar. It's my time to introduce our panel member, Dr. Nataraj Balasubramanian. Dr. Nataraj is a distinguished academician, accomplished educator, and an example of resilience. He holds a BTech Industrial Technology in MBA, an MBA, a PhD in Management, and a Doctor of Medicine in Agriculture. He is also currently pursuing a postgraduate program in yoga, demonstrating the deep commitment to integrating science, wellness, and lifelong learning. At Tyagaraja School of Management, he is chairperson of the Management Development Program. Dr. Nataraj brings a wide-ranging expertise into the classroom by teaching courses such as business analytics, artificial intelligence and machine learning, advanced marketing analytics, and AI for managers and customer relationship program. He has been industrial in designing and successfully running the postgraduate diploma in data science and business analytics for working professionals from 2021 to 2025. Building on his success, he is now in the process of designing a unique course and certification program on generative AI that bridges cutting-edge technology with practical business applications. His academic journey spans multiple domains with significant contribution to research areas like tissue analytics and CRM. A prolific scholar, he has published extensively in reputed journals and is frequently invited to speak at academic and industry conferences across India. He also serves as a peer reviewer for leading journals, including Marketing Intelligence and Planning, Journal of Retailing and Consumer Services, Technology and Forecasting, and Social Change, a testament to his thought leadership and depth of scholarship. In addition to his contribution to data science and analytics, Dr. Nadraj designs and delivers a unique value-added course titled Art and Science of Healthy Living for postgraduate students, bringing together life lessons, science-backed strategies, and holistic practices to support mental, physical, and emotional well-being. He has also trained professionals from reputed organizations such as Accenture India Limited, Navy Lignite Corporation, SPIC, and Hightech RI, conducting workshops on thought leadership, innovation, and business analytics. What makes his journey truly inspiring is the way he has transformed life. Yeah, toughest challenges into the source of strength and wisdom. His powerful book, Live Confidently, is a heartfelt blend of science, spirituality, and practical insights, offering hope, courage, and clarity to navigate adversity and embrace life with confidence. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So I'm proud and privileged to be a panelist in this esteemed Give Wings to Your Career. And I would like to introduce my co-panelist, Mr. Ram, and he is the founder of Tensor Learners. So Ram, I would like to make this webinar as a conversation. So I play the role of the participants who are there, and I will ask the questions on behalf of them, and you be the next industry expert. You can give your insights and your perspectives on this. And from your end, if you have any questions, you can also ask me. And let us have this conversation lively and be a part of participants. And let us make sure that the participants are getting more out of this conversation.
Sure.
So I'm going to structure this conversation in four different perspectives. The first one is about understanding Gen AI and its impact. The second one is about career growth and skill development. The third one is about practical applications of Gen AI. The fourth one is about challenges, ethics, and future outlook. And the last one is about career growth and skill development. So the first part is about understanding Gen AI and its impact. So my question to you is this. So what exactly is Gen AI and how is it different from traditional artificial intelligence?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, TSM, for providing this opportunity. I'm audible, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So Gen AI is a very, very interesting concept. So we have been exposed to artificial intelligence for quite longer time. Earlier, it was like a machine learning, and slowly after Jeffrey Hilton, it developed into deep learning, and then we had a lot of use cases based on deep learning. The general difference between a Gen AI and deep learning or a traditional AI is that in generative AI, the model learns to replicate the data. Okay, so whereas in traditional AI, the model learns to discriminate and say what it is. Let's say this is a car or a bus, or it classifies, or it will try to forecast. That is the difference between Gen AI and traditional AI. In Gen AI, it sees the data and it sees the probability of what occurs next to it. For instance, let's say a sentence, English phrases or everything. There is a probability of a certain word that occurs next to it, right? So there is a probability distribution of everything. So if you take anything in this world, it comes with what occurs next. So what is the probability of occurring next? So if you neatly plot it, it will create like a curve, a kind of a probability curve. So this Gen AI model, like a GAN, there are different models, diffuser models or there, transformers or there. So all these models try to learn what is this distribution, and then it learns and then it will try to replicate it. So if you give an image of a person, a woman or a man or something, so it will try to learn it and then, oh, okay, in next to the nose, we have this, and all those things, and then it will try to replicate that image. So this is generative AI. Whereas in traditional AI, it will learn, it won't try, it learns not on a purpose of replicating, it learns on the purpose of discriminating. Okay, so this is the so a car distribution is this much for the car. So this is the image of a bus. A distribution of the data is such that this is the image of the bus. So this is how it discriminate, and then it tells. So this is where the key difference is. At the earlier stage, people, many industrialists or companies did not value the usage of generative AI. So it was used in a very small research areas. Whereas the revolution happened after the paper published, which is the transformer, the architecture of the transformer. This is a unique architecture. Once this transformer is all you need, so attention is all you need, that particular paper. Once that is published, then the usage of the generative AI skyrocketed in the industry. And by the 2023 end, you had the OpenAI, which was a very small company initially. Now it is valued more than trillions of dollars. If it goes public, it may compete even Apple. So it is going to go public in a short moment, maybe in few months. Okay, so it was a very small company, and then they came up with the GPT architecture, GPT-3 architecture, and they released the Chat GPT, if you remember, like November 2023. That when the people, the larger retail, people, mass population started to use it and then see the usage of it, and then they were adopting it in everywhere, like summarization everywhere. So the key usage becomes so huge, and then slowly the industry start to adapt. That's where the revolution take place, and then it skyrocketed. So I would talk more about it, but this is the basic difference between these two.
Thank you, Mr. Ram. It was very clear, crystal clear, that you have explained the basic difference between artificial intelligence, traditional artificial intelligence, and the Gen AI. So what we understand is this traditional artificial intelligence is about prediction and classification. Whereas in case of Gen AI, it is generating images, it is generating videos, it is generating music, it is also generating other kind of that useful information that people wanted. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. So the next question is the most important question that all the participants are eagerly waiting for. So we have participants, a wide range of participants ranging from industrial experts. We have people with work experience. We have people with mid-career professionals. We have people with 19 years of experience, 20 years of experience. So these are the list of participants. And most of the time, most importantly, we have some professors who are attending and some students who are attending. The most important question that's spinning in their mind is how this Gen AI is reshaping the industries and job roles in today's life. So that is the next second question, because the question is more important because of the recent layoffs that happened in Accenture, then that happened in Amazon. So other industries are just reshaping their roles. So the question is, I'll just repeat the question for the sake of audience. How this Gen AI is reshaping the industries and job roles in today's economy?
Yeah. So, so this is a very valid question, and then you are seeing a lot of layoffs that is happening, like Amazon, to name the recent one. This is not because like Amazon doesn't have the money; they have huge reserves of money, but still they are laying off. That is because an AI agent is replacing some of the repetitive tasks. Okay, so how? So the major advantage of a GenAI is recreating the data. The data is all. Data is the industry. So if you want to train a traditional model, you need a data. So everywhere data is there. When some model is ready to recreate this data, then obviously there will be a disruption. So in recently, after not only the GenAI, after that we have agentic AI, which is like putting a complete autonomous system in place which can solve all the purposes. For let's say you are in a marketing or a lead generation, typically what you will do is that lead generation happens in a systematic way. You have a lot of employees, you need to make the calls, and then you need to qualify that, and then you need to create a pipeline for that, right? But what if an AI agent can do these repetitive tasks? Like I think you can build a response system, you can build a calling system and everything, and build a workflow so that everything is happening in a systematic way, right from the beginning to the end in an automatic way. So if we are able to build a system like this, imagine analyst roles, and then a lot of roles that is like a repetitive roles will be replaced. That is what happening in the industry. Even in the coding area, if you see, some of the manual testing roles are getting replaced because AI agents is able to do a lot of these tasks. So the it is reshaping. I mean, it is shifting from one type of skill set to another type of skill set. So people might think that, okay, AI agents are replacing, GenAI is replacing what I should do. So in that case, you should be utilizing them. You should adapt these tools and then utilize that in your work, in your job. Then you would be aware of what is happening, and then you would become an indispensable resource for your company so that you won't be replaced as easy as they think, right? So it is important for you to understand this change is happening, and it is inevitable. This change is going to happen, and these AI agents are going to compete for your roles because they have a brain. Previously, the automation was without a brain. So if you people from the industry recollect, there is a tool called RPA, right? So it is an automating tool, but it doesn't have a brain, right? So it won't think. So you need to code everything step by step, and then it does the automating work. But now AI agents has a brain, which is a powerful large language model provided by OpenAI, Google, Meta, etc. So this brain combines with this automation scripts, they can do a lot of work which you are doing, like document creation, summarization, analysis. For instance, if you are in a finance industry, an analyst will do all the analysis. They will collect the data from the market and then do the analysis, calculation, and then finally create a report. Now all these steps can be done by an AI agent. That is what is happening. Now, what you have to do, you need to learn these agents, how these agents are being created. Okay, so it is not very difficult. So there are a lot of no code applications available. You need to be aware of what is happening. So once the first step is that you need to be aware of what is happening. Once that is done, then you will start learning and build the skills what is necessary for your role and responsibility, and then slowly you will try to adapt these, and you will try to merge with yourself with the AI revolution that is happening. Once you merge yourself, then it will be easy. Once you sit aside and then watch, it will be very difficult. So that's what I would like to tell the folks who are listening to this. You need to adapt this AI and make it part of your job responsibilities.
Yeah. So, yeah. So your message is clear now. So we have traveled from hunter era to agricultural era, to industrial era, to information era. Now we are in the augmented era. But people
Yes.
working in the industry, people with industrial perspectives, they think that they are still in the information era. So our mental models are still here in the information era. but actually we are in the augmented era. So in hunter era, the strength and speed was considered to be the talent, whereas in the agricultural era, the know-how and stamina was considered to be the talent. And in case of the industrial era, efficiency and optimization was considered to be the talent. 10 years back or 20 years back in the information era, acquiring knowledge, skills were considered to be the talent. And as you rightly said, in case of this augmented era, where we are augmenting our first brain, that is a human brain, with the second brain, that is the AI's brain, in today's world, creativity, agility, and adaptability, that's going to be the great change makers, and you have rightly pointed out. And going forward, if the working professionals and the people, if they want to stay ahead of the curve and stay relevant to the change, so what they have to do is they have to learn, do, and the motto of their success is learn to learn. And this diagram will explain the change that is happening each and every 100 years. From 1750 to 1850, there is only one change. The world has moved from steam engines to combustion engines. And from 1850 to 1950, there are two changes where combustion engines and electricity came and the telephone and televisions came. Whereas from 1950 to 2050, same 100 years, but look at the change. 5 different changes happened: internet, mobile, IoT, AI and autonomous vehicles, cyber physical convergence. So all these things are happening in just 100 years. So the message is clear. If the rate of learning is less when compared to the rate of change, then people will get outdated. And you have made your statement very clear and crystal clear to all the participants. So now the next question to you for the conversation is this. So, what kind of new job opportunities are emerging in case of this generative AI, and how the participants has to be prepared for that?
Yeah, so very interesting question. Yes. So as the industry shifts toward adopting these generative AI and agentic AI in specific, many roles are being opened, and you would be what do you say? You might not have heard these roles at all. So, for instance, recently there is something called context engineering. What is context engineering? That is part of AI agents. In AI agents and every these LLM based application, memory is very important, right? Without memory, this what makes human a powerful. We have the thinking capacity as well as the memory, right? So we have to bring this memory. Thinking capacity is there in the LLM, whereas we have to bring this memory and then provide the context. So this context engineering involves short-term memory, long-term memory, how you bring this relevant data from the external resources to your LLM, that path. So that engineering is coming there. Similarly, AI agents engineer. Okay, so generative AI engineer, prompt engineering is there. So prompt is not like something we type in the chat GPT. So these are very simple prompts. Whereas if you go to the application and if you break down the application, what GenAI application, you have a detailed prompt structures where variables, parameters, and everything goes into the prompt. So prompt engineering is a skill set. So all these are very highly paid jobs, right? So you can see college pass outs are getting very well paid nowadays. That is because they are into the going inside the GenAI areas. Not only that, if you are planning to start your own company, now this is the time. So you can see a lot of companies, small companies with 2 employees, with 1 employee, 3 employees. They are becoming unicorns. And you know, like Antler. There are many what do you say, venture capital platforms. In those platforms, you can see small companies. The 70 percentage of the companies are started by 2 or 3 people who are like a very engaged, and they are getting a lot of fundings, and all the 70 percentage are into Gen AI. So you have new roles that is opening up. In addition to that, you have wide open. The world is wide open. You can start a company in a nick of a time because all these tools are open source. LangChain is open source. All these TensorFlow is open source. PyTorch is open source. You can build a powerful AI application with no cost, right? Only the infrastructure cost you need to spend. Even the companies or AWS, Azure are giving you money. If you are a startup, you can go and register that and then get $10,000 of funding for infrastructure. So the ecosystem is changing. Only thing is you have an idea, you can convert that into a business. So don't feel like AA is taking. No, you have to go into that track. You adapt it and travel with it. Then you will find a lot of opportunities. That is my advice. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ram. So, as you are very clearly mentioned, AI is not only enhancing the job of working professionals, it's also creating new entrepreneurs. And beginning a business or starting a new business is not as difficult as previous years, and it is just a matter of creativity and adaptability. So, thanks a lot. Thank you. So, the next question is really interesting, and this is the most of the time I am getting these kind of questions from my students, from my colleagues, from my professors, and my co-authors, and some of the industry professionals. So when I take classes for Accenture and other kind of MDP participants. So I am from a non-technical background. I do not know coding, but can I adapt this AI wave that is happening? So can the non-technical participants or non-technical audience be a part of this Gen AI wave? So that is one of the underpinning questions for all the participants. On behalf of all participants, I'm asking the questions to you. So please give your perspectives, please.
Definitely. So I had what do you say a discussion with a lot of AI conference and everywhere, business conferences. Most of the people or non-technical people, they are adapting the Gen AI into their business. So for instance, like event management, hotel people who are running the hotels, logistics, everywhere, the non-technical peoples are adapting them. So it has become like an Excel or a document. So initially, 15 years before, Excel itself will create a kind of fear among the people, right? So 20 years before. But now, similarly, AI has become like a Excel. It is being used everywhere. So companies have, many tech companies are aware of this. And they want to push this technology to the non-technical people. That's why you have no-code agent builders. So if you there are N8 and Bear, only thing you have to do is code, click and drop, pull the agents inside, and then connect the data sources, and then ready. Your agent application will be ready in less than one day, right? So non-technical people, you can easily adapt them in your industry. But if you want to learn them, that is a different question. For me, I would suggest don't learn at the surface level. So everybody, what they are doing now is like, oh, AI agents are there. There are 3 or 4 packages. We learn them. That's all. No, you have to go at the deeper level, but I will answer that in a different question. But non-technical people, you are the people who are adopting Gen AI like mostly, I mean, in almost every industries. So it is there, and then no code AI agent builders are there. It is easy for you to adapt in your industry.
Thank you, Saram. So it was message is very clear. So do not learn at the surface level. So if you want to learn something, go to the depth. So if the depth is there, then any tool can easily adapt. So thanks a lot for your message. And I'm going for the next part of my structured question: career growth and skill development. Most of us here are here for the career growth and skill development. And one of the most common questions that people are eagerly waiting for, and we have certain people we have some early career and mid career professionals. And for them, so how can the early career professionals prepare for the AI driven roles? So, how do they need to prepare for?
Yeah. So this is where I want to go deep. So previously I stopped there, but see where you fail in the interview because we are seeing that trend. So there are many enthusiasts, AI enthusiasts. They want to learn something. They will learn at the very surface level and come and sit in the interview where the interviewer will ask questions in the area which is not relevant to AI agents itself. That's where you fail. That's why I want you to learn from the what do you say at the deeper level. So first thing is the language. Language is Python. Okay, so Python is the lingua franca for the data science, machine learning, AI in this area. Okay, not only that, they are going into IoT, robotics, everywhere. Python is the language. It has become like an English language where we use English everywhere. Python is a programming language. You need to learn whether you are a management students or an engineering student. You have to learn it because in somewhere you will be coding that. Even a founder will be coding that. There are a lot of technical founders you're coding that, and it is not a very difficult language. You don't have to go to the expert level. Expert level is not required at all. So you need to learn to a level where you can call the APIs, packages, call them, put a dot, call the APIs, and then complete the code, and then you know to debug them. The other trend I am seeing is that they are generating the entire code from the ChatGPT without even knowing what the code is. That's where the other drawback is. Because in the interview, they will ask you to debug and give you the code. They will tell you that don't use ChatGPT. Okay. They will test your understanding of the code structure, workflow, and everything. If you don't know those basic stuffs, then you will fail that. We are coming. I have a 16 years of experience where when I worked in Infosys like 12, 13 years before, there were no chat GPTs. We have to go and search the documentation, learn that, and then debug that. It's a tedious process. So in that way, we learned what is that. We learned the structure. But nowadays, the person kids from engineering and then management, they are not learning that. That is the biggest problem. So my advice is that the Python is the language. Don't use ChatGPT and generate the code. Learn the structure. What is functions? What is a class and everything. That is one thing. Second thing is mathematics. So mathematics is good for you to clear the interview, or the interviewer will judge you that you have done a background work, you have learned something. Mathematics, like there are 3 or 4 subjects which you have to learn, like probability, integration, and linear algebra. These are the something which you can learn at the basic level. Okay, don't have if you go at the deeper level, it's completely up to you, because if you dissect any machine learning model, what is at the back end, it will be a statistics, mathematics, probability. So these are the things will be at the back end. For instance, the transformer model forms the back end of your LLM, large language model, OpenAI model, GPT-5 or everything. So if you see the transformer operations, you will see the mathematics and mathematic multiplication, integration, everything happens there. So that's how it is learning the probability of what word comes next to the previous word. So that probability, it has to predict, no? So that prediction comes with the mathematics. So if you learn the mathematics, it's well and good. So Python is must to the medium level. Mathematics is good to have, but learning that is my recommendation. After that, you can slowly, there are 3 or 4 standard packages in machine learning, like scikit-learn for normal machine learning, deep learning TensorFlow, okay, or PyTorch. For generative AI, you can go to LangChain. These are the packages. The beauty of that, if you go to the documentation part, they will explain it very crystal clearly. What is this algorithm, how it is built, and how you can use this. We are not learning that. We are again going, the chat GPT is good, but it is also bad. We are going to the chat GPT and then generating every content from there. That is not the right way to learn. Go to this documentation page, learn it from the scratch, then you will clearly understand what these algorithms are talking. Okay, give yourself a 6 month of time before you progress. You transition to an AI field. Give yourself a 6 month of a time. Start from the basics, go to the intermediate level, learn Python, scan these 4 packages. These 4 packages, I would tell you, these 4 packages are enough for you to learn this landscape, machine learning landscape. And then there are a lot of free AI studios. For instance, Google AI Studio is there. You can go call the LLM model. You can play with prompts. Okay, you can create your small applications. Okay, in that way, you will learn how to do prompt engineering, context management, etc. Once that is done, you can go to the next level, like going to the real applications of your agents or GenAI like LangChain, creating a small mini agents. You need to use a vector database. There are something called vector database. So that is the memory. So all the data is converted into numbers as a vectors and then stored in a database called a vector database. So all these things, when you learn all these components, you will become aware of what is happening. So with all these knowledges, you can confidently attend the interview and then transition. If you're working in a large organization like TCS, yeah, Infosys or something, there is a unit for AI. If you want to transition, there will be an internal interview. So give yourself 3 months to 4 months time, and then internally you can apply for those roles, go into that role within your organization, work there for 2 years, and then go jump to another organization. That's how people are doing it. So from non-AI background, they are learning for 3 to 4 months and then transitioning within their company, work there for 1 year, and then moving on to a higher pay, more advanced companies. So this is my advice.
Thank you, Mr. Ram. Your message is really clear, and you mentioned that give 6 months of your time, and you can see yourself a transformation in your career. So that's really insightful. And you also mentioned that if the learning is in a structured manner, the transformation can happen easily. But each and every time you go to GPTs and then ask for help, yes, it will give some message, but the learning will not be structured. It will not be in a segmented manner. You cannot create a complete connection of the dots through that learning process. But give us structured learning that will support you a lot. That's the reason we are having this certification program in generative AI. So it's a 8 weeks program that's going to happen only on Sundays and 40 hours of learning. So that will give a structured approach for the learning. So thanks a lot for your kind answer. So next question is again the most important question. So that's also there in the minds of participants. So on behalf of participants, I'm just asking this question. So what are the most in-demand skills that are related to GenAI today? So skills that are required in GenAI.
Yeah, okay. Just adding to the structured thing. So there are information everywhere. Okay, if you open internet, there are many free resources everywhere. You might feel that all these will educate you. No, you will. The options of plenty is also a problem. Okay, so you have a lot of information scattered without a structure. You know which one to start, which one to end, and that will keep you in a limbo for a very long time. That's why we did a
It is called
research.
information overflow.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is misinformation also.
Yes. So that's why TSM has done a structured analysis of what has to be started, what is the syllabus of the certification program. That's why it's very important to enroll into a structured program, learn that, and then utilize that skill set in the industry. Coming back to what is the in-demand skills? In-demand skills, there are so many. The one in the data engineering, if you go, I was talking about memory management. So these memory management, vector database engineers, the context engineers are something like a very highly paid roles, right? So it is not very easy for you to learn. You have to understand the context, how it is working. Then only you will able to fit these components in the workflow, overall workflow. That is one thing. And then workflow management, AI workflow management is there. So AI agent engineer. So these are some of the highly valuable and highly paid, what do you say, kind of roles as of now. Other than that, validation. Okay, so we are not talking about validation. You built an AI agent and everything, and the validation will be done by the engineer. But he or she might be biased and then pass the AI agent, but it will not work as expected in the company or in the production. So there is a validation services. So you know how to evaluate the performance of your model. So it is like a testing, right? So when you have built a software, you test it, right? So similarly, you have a validation engineer. So that is a kind of a unique role where you can learn. There is not much competition there. If you are good in validation and then all those things, benchmarking, validation, you might go in that track. You can even start a company for that, because there are many small startups doing the validation and minting a lot of money. So that is another thing. And then infrastructure, AI infrastructure roles are there, cloud engineering roles are there. So I was talking about all the open source platforms, but if you go to AWS, they have a separate AI agent package like Bedrock. So you might have heard AWS Bedrock engineers are there. AI cloud engineers is something, a very valuable role. And then if you have a AWS or Azure certification in AI, and along with the our structured course certification, that will be very valuable in your industry. Okay, so these are some valuable roles I was talking about, but the industry is rapidly changing and the new roles are emerging. So we have to keep track of it. So as Sar said, um, this structured course brings in a kind of a dynamic, so it's not a static one, a dynamic one, where we will talk about very latest trends. We will keep you updated on the latest trends. So that is very important, because the disruption is happening not like years or months. It is happening in week, in a 2 week, technology become disrupted. Okay, you need to keep track of that. So these kind of structured course, we provide a dynamic learning where you will keep track of what is happening in the industry. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ram. So it's really clear. So the skill sets that the people who are learning should develop for keeping track in the trend. So as you rightly said, the updation in this field is happening each and every week. So adapting to this change is really challenging. But if they go through a structured course, they can easily make a transformation in their career. So thank you. And I'm going for the next part of the question, that is the practical applications. So this is again one of the important questions that we got when we floated this webinar. So one of the questions that is really asked is, uh, are there any simple projects or use cases that someone new to AI can try build to enhance their portfolio? So any use cases, any projects that a simple non-technical audience can build on you. So your
Yes, yes.
perspective.
Yes. There are many use cases. Let's say intelligent response system. So you have a lot of manuals and PDFs in your company, right? So let's say the thousands of manual PDFs, and then each PDF will have 40, 50 pages. And a new employee or a new client comes in, they have to read those manuals. So it is very difficult, right? People won't even read the manuals. So, and then the employee may not know how to, what do you say, troubleshoot a machine or something. So, similar to that, in the medical industry, you have a lot of medical documentation. We cannot keep on learning those documentation. You can easily create a response system for that. For that, it's you can use a free software. I can give you a workflow. So you need a memory, right? So you need a memory, you need a workflow, you need a brain. So the brain, you have a LLM. So let's say OpenAI GPT-4. If you pay $10, you can get an API which can support millions of tokens. Okay, so that is enough for the response system. You pay a $10 and then get an API. Okay, so that is one thing that is solved. Then you need a workflow system. For that, you have a orchestration system, like from a pipeline is setting, right? So the user is typing something, it goes to LLM, and then it goes to memory and all those things. That pipeline, you take a package like LangChain or something, which is also free. Okay, that workflow is solved. The third is the memory. How do you bring the context? Two types of storage is required. One is to store your PDFs and all those things. For that, you can use Postgres database, right? So this is a normal database. Get any normal database, you store your PDFs and all those things, manuals and everything in that database. Now you need to give the memory, long-term and short-term memory. Let's say you give one context memory. Don't complicate the thing. Create a one vector database. Let's VV8 is there. Pinecone is there. Fias is there. These are some freely available vector databases. So create a RAG system, RAG, retrieval augmented generation. That is the memory, right? That is a kind of a feeding in the information to your LLM. So LLM, what LLM you see is a foundation model. It is trained on a set of data set, trillions of data set, whatever it is, but it won't know what is happening what is happening in the industry. So if you want to feed the industry data, so let's say a company is there. Within the company, what is happening, the LLM will not know. Okay, LLM is trained on a available data that is outside. So if you want to feed the industry data into the LLM, you need to create the RAG pipeline, retrieval augmented generation pipeline. So you have a vector database. With these things, you can easily create a simple response system. This can be used for many things, not only a response system, a manual reference, an employee training system, client response system, everything. So UI, if you come to the UI, so everything is there. How I uh, deploy it as a web page? Then UI, for UI you have Streamlit, which is also free of cost. If you give this instruction to the chat GPT, design a neatly required UI for my application, it will design and give, okay, with one or two bugs that you can correct. Everything you integrate, you have a response system, and that can solve many processes which you're working on. So this how you can deploy this application within a 1 week max time. Okay, so that's what the a very easy application we can build.
So within 1 week, we can create our own system like RAG. So that's
Yeah.
really amazing. So most of the time, these LLMs are generating hallucinated output. So, but industries want their own perspective, their own documents, and from the documents, the response has to be generated. So for that, that RAG that you mentioned will be really helpful. And most importantly, this can be built within 1 week's time. That is again eye-opening message from you. Thanks a lot. The next question is again an most important question that people are really looking, and it is eating their mind like anything. So, which industries are adapting fastest to this generative AI, and why?
That is, I mean, all the industries, if you'd ask me, all the industries are in a race to adapt. Okay. We are not forcing AI into those industries. Actually, it's a kind of a pull strategy. They are jumping into the this bandwagon. But to be in specific, there are two types of industry. One is a creative industry. Another one is a what is it? Very specific industry where specific data is required. So you talked about hallucination. Hallucination is one of the major problem of a LLM or agents or whatever it is, right? So hallucination is something, it's very difficult for you to evaluate. So if it is a traditional model, you have a lot of metrics to say that, okay, 100 predictions, 95 predictions are good, 5 predictions are bad. Okay, you can categorically say that. Whereas in hallucination, you would get a response which looks like a real thing. But if you go and dig the data, there will be factual errors, which can be problematic for industries like finance, healthcare, etc. Whereas this is not a problem for a creative industry. So all the industries are trying to adapt. Whereas finance and healthcare are very bit cautious, but they have a lot of use cases where GenAI can be used, but they are a bit cautious. They want to create a system where hallucination is as close to zero. So in the certification program, so we have a small sub chapter which talks about how to mitigate the hallucination with multiple strategies. So these are something which is not covered in anywhere else, like very less institutes covers, but we provide emphasis on this because reducing the hallucination is the holy grail of making the best AI agent or LLM for your company. So that is a small thing is that. So finance, healthcare, they are adapting a lot, but a different kind of a requirement for them. Creative industry is adapting a lot, like the marketing side. Marketing companies are using that. They don't. There are companies they don't want a model. They don't want to hire models, right? They don't want to pay huge amount of money for influencers, models, and then create an ad. So they are creating an ad without models. using generative AI for this. This is the generative industry. If you see a Coca-Cola ad, it's 100% created by Gen AI. Okay, so all the visuals, wording, actions, everything is done by an AI. So they cut down the model and influencer costs like anything, right? So this is 100%. So that is where the creative industry is moving. All the industries are into it, even manufacturing, robotics. Robotics they are merging the machines and the AI agents into it, LLMs and the machines into it, and making a autonomous missions, real missions, which does the work. Okay, so these are the things, and all the industries are in the race, to be precise.
Thank you, Mr. Ram. So as you said, this creative industry, like marketing and other kind of industries, are easily adapting to this AI wave. Whereas these industries which are not so like I cannot say it cannot be creative, but the finance and the healthcare industries they have to be a little cautious. So if any hallucinated output is generated for a patient who is really risking his life, then it is really difficult. So they have to be cautious, as you rightly mentioned. Great. That's a great perspective. The next question is again from the part of audience I'm asking. The next 5 years, say by the year 2030, what kind of how this job market will evolve and how the participants need to be prepared for that, because next 5 years that's the some of the students are attending, so that's the time they're going to start their career. Some of the early career professionals are also attending, so they are going to see the transition, AI transition, and some mid-career professionals are also there. So the question, I'm just repeating the question for the sake of audience again. So how do you see this job market will evolve over the next 5 years with this Gen AI rise?
Yeah, 5 years is very long time now. Okay. Previously we were projecting something for 4 years, 5 years. Now we cannot project anything for 5 years. But one thing I can say is that many analyst companies are projecting trillions of dollars of economy for this after this Gen AI. Some even projecting 4 trillion, which is at the size of Japan's what do you say GDP. So that is the size of AI that is being generated. Obviously, if that is the economy, you would have all the roles that is packed for that. Okay, so as I said before in the previous questions also, it is for you to adapt and travel along with your AI, because in every role, AI will be your companion. Okay, so there are even telling that by in 2 years, in a project team, there will be 3 human employees and 2 AI agent employee. Okay, that is how it will be. You will be interacting with AI agents. So you can see that. So GPT-5 or Gemini 2.5 is powerful now. GPT-5 is almost like human-like, right? So imagine in 2 years, OpenAI is going to release 2 to 3 upgraded version, which is close to GPT-7 or something, which is almost like human, So you need to work along with with these agents. So that's why there is plenty of information. You would say that I will learn something from the internet. No, as Sar said, overflow of information is a pain. It's very difficult for you. It will make you a dump again. So it will reduce our learning capacity. So you need to have a structured path. These are the things. Remove the noises, see the information, and then travel in this direction. Learn all these agent tools, because they are keep on updating it. So for example, I would say 10 years, there is something called a graph model structure. So this is a kind of a database. The adoption of knowledge graph 10 years before, it was there previously also, but it was very less. Now knowledge graph adoption has been increasing a lot. Why? Because they want to reduce the hallucination. Knowledge graph gives you a pictorial representation of the data, where you know where the LLM is getting the data from. LLM is like a black box, so you don't know why the LLM has responded like this. So dissecting it and going it and then understanding why it is have given me this answer is difficult. It will give you some reference, but that is not the full truth. But if you integrate a knowledge graph with this thing, you would have a very clear traceability of where the information coming up. That's an example of how the technology is being adopted. So you'd have multiple roles. Your career will be built around AI. So far, AI is kind of a what do you say, adjacent thing. Okay, without AI also my company will survive, right? So it was like that for 2022, 2023. Now the companies, oh my God, if I leave AI, something is happening. My profitability margin is going to come down. So everybody is jumping into it.
Competition, mostly body competition.
Yeah.
Competition.
So now, in the 2 to 3 years down the line, your entire company, what do you say, working will be built on the AI. Your career will be built around the AI. So that's why you need to be AI literacy is very important right now. That's why all the countries are investing billions of dollars. I'm not exaggerating. You go and see the countries. China is investing trillions of dollars. US, India, all these countries are in a race. AI race is happening right now. AI race. So there is no exaggeration here. What I'm talking is all facts. So
Yeah, facts. Great, great. So, so let me put the question very directly. So immediately after this webinar, what these participants must do? So how they should build up their career, what kind of strategies they have to follow.
immediately after this, I would say that I mean, understand the information which we have talked. So I would not like marketing for our course, but our course is a structured way. Okay, so this is one way. If you find our presentation, our way of teaching is good enough, you can enroll in this. So this small amount you spend here will fetch you a lot of money in the future, and it will build your career. Don't think about the small amount which you're spending now, but the investment you make here will be a big one. In my work experience is that a small amount I spent in Infosys to do a one certification long back, like 10,000, 15,000 rupees. But after that, with that knowledge, I was able to do a lot of projects, and then I was able to create my own startup, right? So that small investment sometime in your career you have to do. Don't think all the free materials that is available will help you. It will help you, but you need to have a structured path. That is my advice.
Thank you, Mr. Ram. So as you rightly, so the title of this seminar itself is giving wings to the career. So if you want to have wings to your career, so better learn this GenAI in a structured manner. So that is most important. So do not learn the superficial level, go to the depth so that you can survive in this AI wave. So not mere exaggeration. It's really the fact that is happening around the world and everyone is seeing all these facts. So thank you so much. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, of course. So I'm seeing that TSM is wanted to bring the technology aspects into the managerial students, which is like a kind of a very few institutes in India is doing, but TSM is doing in a very fast and structured way. Where this idea originated and why you think it's very important?
Yes. So our motto of TSM is very clear: learn to learn. So we want to prepare our students not just as a mere memorizing and vomiting that in the paper. So we want them to prepare for the real world scenario. So we as professors know that what is the trend that is going on in the industry and how the industries are adapting. So in this augmented era, adaptation, creativity, and agility are some more the most important things that we also know. So if we want to upskill our students, so they have to be AI driven, they have to be technology driven, they have to be innovation driven, they have to be creative in the workplace. So that we also want our students to be prepared for this new AI wave. So all the courses that they are going on now will be having a small part of AI in it. So be it a presentation, be it assignment, or be it their project, there'll be a part of AI in it. So recently, I had handled a course called Analytical CRM, Analytical Customer Relationship Management. In that also, as a part of their project, our students delivered at the end of the CRM course, they created their own AI agents and then they presented the AI agents as a final project work. And they learned in an unstructured manner, but if they're learning it in a structured manner, their output will be really clear. So TSM is standing apart in making sure that the students are learning and learning to learn. So that's the my perspective. Thank you, Ram.
Okay, that is great. And then if you see the industry is growing very fast. Academy, it has a structure. It cannot develop in a very fast pace like the industry. But you can actually how you are trying to merge this gap, or are you actively partnering with many companies and then bridging this gap, and how it is your strategy?
Yes. So as you rightly mentioned, industry brings speed, industry brings practical relevance, and industry brings the kind of the use cases. Whereas the professors here, the institutions here, they are very clear about the underpinning and the grounding theories. So we are clear about the theories, we are clear about the perspectives, and we are clear about the reflections that the students should have, and most importantly, the ethics part, the ethics and the value system the students should have. So in that case, the industry and academia convergence will bring a lot of difference, not only in the mind of students, but also in the mind of the working professionals. So academic partnership with industry will always bring a great change in this GenAI era. Thank you, Ram, for that question.
Yeah, one more thing, directly to you, so you're seeing this AI thing. AI technology keep on evolving. How the faculty is keeping track of it? So it is like a big challenge for you in addition to the traditional management
Yes.
subjects, right?
So as
So
you
how you
rightly
keep track
mentioned,
of it?
yeah, please complete the question.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. How you are
Yeah.
keeping track of it? Yeah.
I got your question. So the faculty members has to update themselves. So previously, the major task of the education institution is to knowledge dissemination. So just disseminate the knowledge, just to spread the knowledge. But for spreading the knowledge, we need to be very clear on what is the trend that is going on. So I believe you might have came across this term, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. And 10, 20 years back, this term has been replaced by Mata, Pita, Google, Devam. Now it is Mata, Pita, prompting Devam. So we have to be little adaptive, and we have to be little one step ahead of the students when compared to this adaptability, creativity, and agility. So we are the people who are going to disseminate the knowledge to the students, and we should be responsible, and we should be in the position to tell, okay, this is the trend that is going on, better be prepared for itself. For that, the faculties has to be trained. So if the faculty has to be trained, the right person is the industry experts like you. And we also have certain participants from the industry, from the universities, from colleges, professors, principals are also attending this webinar. So I take this opportunity to welcome them to this certification program, which is structured manner. So we designed this structured program on Sundays for them only. So they have to upskill themselves. They have to disseminate the knowledge to their students. That's the reason we have also made this the weekend program. Over to you,
Okay.
Ram. Thank you.
So one final question. So you're building a partnership with companies like us, right? So
Yes.
is this actually how it is value adding? And it may be similar to the previous question. And then finally, what do you expect from us? Yeah.
So we want the practical perspectives from you. So because you have been you have clients in Germany, you have clients in European countries, you have clients in Gulf countries. So you have the practical exposure when it comes to the use cases. And if you can share your experience, that itself will become an experiential learning. And we, the professors, will take care of the grounding theories and the grounding knowledge that are being a part of it, and we want the skills from your end, the practical aspect from your end. So when we both combine together, that is going to be a transformation for both the academic industry and also for the early and mid-career professionals. Even for the CEOs and the C-suite employees, they can also learn what is the trend that is going on and how they have to make sure that the company is in the same trend and compared to their competitors. Thank you, Ram, for that question.
Yeah. So that's all from my side, sir.
Perfect, perfect. So I hope the participants got a perspective on what is the trend and how to give wings to your career. So now it's time for vote of thanks, and I request core committee members of Quantrix to deliver the vote of thanks. And one second. So the feedback link has been posted in the chat. So if you want e-certificates, please fill the feedback form, and the name that you print here, the name that you type here, will be appearing in your certificates. So I request you to fill the feedback form in a most careful manner. Thanks a lot. Over to you.
Gratitude turns an ordinary day into a blessing, a simple gathering into a meaningful connection. A very good evening to everyone. Once again, it's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Tyagaraja School of Management for this insightful and enriching webinar, Give Wings to Your Career through GenAI. First and foremost, we thank the Almighty for the successful completion of the session and for the blessing us with such an inspiring learning experience. Now, I would like to express our sincere gratitude and deep respect to our Honorable Director, Dr. Murali Sambasivam, respected Principal, Dr. Selva Lakshmi, and esteemed Deans, Dr. Balaji and Dr. Gauta Suttar, for this constant encouragement and visionary support in organizing the programs that connect academic learning and real-world innovation. Now, our sincere thanks to our distinguished panel of experts for taking the time out of their busy schedules to share their profound insights on generative AI. Your perspectives on how AI is transforming the future of work and creating a new responsibilities for professionals have truly broadened our understanding on GenAI is augmenting human capabilities rather than replacing them, emphasizing the importance of context engineering and how non-technical professionals can adapt through deeper understanding. Experts also discussed career growth opportunities, stressing the need for in-demand skills such as data literacy and prompt engineering and critical thinking. The session concluded with the practical applications, including how retrieval augment generation (RAG) can be effectively learned and applied within a week, and how our academic journey is combined with the industry experts. We also thank all the working professionals and industry participants, research scholars who joined us today, and our students attending both physically and online. Your active participants and curiosity made this session truly engaging and meaningful. Thank you. Now, our gratitude extends to our organizing team and technical support members whose seamless coordination ensured that this event ran smoothly from start to finish. As we conclude, let us carry forward the key message of today's session that generative AI is not about replacing human intelligence, but about amplifying it. Together, let us continue to learn, innovate, and growing in this era of AI-driven transformation. Thank you all. Thank you once again.
So, participants, if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. Or if you don't have any questions, or if you want to put it in the chat window also, it's fine. And
Sir, excuse me, sir. One question from my side, sir.
yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, actually I am a research scholar, sir. If I am using an AI for writing my research paper, it's considered a good research or bad, sir?
No. So here there are certain cautions that you have to be very clear. So if you're directly using this GPTs for writing your research paper, some of the journals will not accept it because its plagiarism policies will not follow. So better you can make use of some of the good research tools that will give you the perspectives on literature review and how to use this GPTs. And some journals will also have several sections. For English correction, I've used AI. So some of the journals will allow it. And for proofreading, I've used this AI. Some of the journals will allow it. So some of the journals will ask you to disclose what are the places in which you use AI. So if you can disclose that, then it is ethical. If you're not disclosing it and you're using it, then it is unethical. So it is up to the journal to decide on whether it can be your work can be accepted or not. Did I answer your question, Mr. Anurag?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Arun?
Okay.
Yeah,
Arun,
thank you. Thank you. Arun, any other questions? Fine. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email us, and our panel members like Mr. Ram or myself will be happy to answer the questions even in an offline mode. So once again, I would like to thank all the participants who really spent a great time with us, and I would like to extend my thanks to Mr. Ram who has given his expertise towards this 1 hour webinar. I would like to extend the thanks to all the core committee members of Quantix, the Analytics and Consulting Club of TSM, and all the people who supported to make this event a great success. Thank you all very much, and give wings to your career through GenAI. Thank you. Ram, we will connect to the call. Thank you.